We've all seen them, those towering giants of the forest, pine trees. They might seem like something straight out of the 1800s, but trust me, these bad boys are packed with modern-day survival secrets. In this video, we're diving headfirst into the incredible world of pine trees and how they can become your ultimate survival sidekick. We're talking life hacks, folks, the kind that can make all the difference when the unexpected throws you a curveball. Stay to the end. My favorite ones are at the end. You're going to be surprised by the benefits that pine trees have for us when crap hits the fan. All right, imagine this. You're miles deep in the wilderness, low on energy and craving a good old cuppa. The sun is setting and the temperature is dropping. You need something to warm you up and give you that much-needed energy boost. Turns out pine needles can be your unlikely savior. These little green needles are more than just a part of the tree. They are a treasure trove of nutrients. That's right, these prickly little things are packed with more vitamin C than a lemon, 5 times more to be exact. Imagine getting a citrusy punch of vitamin C right from the forest. We're talking about a natural vitamin C boost that'll have you feeling re-energized and ready to take on the wild. It's like nature's own energy drink, minus the artificial stuff. And it's not just about the energy boost. Pine needles are also loaded with vitamin A, which is like gold dust for your eyesight, hair, skin, and even helps your body pump out those red blood cells. It's a full-body rejuvenation in a cup. Now here's how you brew up this survival elixir. It's simple, quick, and incredibly effective. First things first. Gather a handful of fresh pine needles. You want the ones that look vibrant and green. Avoid any that are brown or dry. Give them a quick rinse in some clean water, just to get rid of any dirt or creepy crawlies. Cleanliness is key, even in the wild. Next, grab your trusty camping pot and fill it with about a liter of water. Make sure the water is as clean as possible. Toss those pine needles right in and bring the whole thing to a boil over your campfire or stove. The heat will help release all the beneficial compounds from the needles. Once it's bubbling away, let it simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes. This allows all those good nutrients to seep into the water. The longer it simmers, the more potent your tea will be. Now for the taste test. Honestly, pine needle tea has this surprisingly refreshing, slightly citrusy flavor. It's a taste of the forest in a cup. But if you're feeling a bit fancy, you can always sweeten it up with a touch of honey or some natural sugar. This can enhance the flavor and make it even more enjoyable. Just remember, folks, safety first. While most pine varieties are safe for tea, there's one troublemaker you gotta avoid. The ponderosa pine. It's crucial to know your trees. This one's a no-go, especially for pregnant women, as it can cause some serious complications. Always double-check before you brew. So there you have it, a steaming cup of survival in the heart of the wild. It's a simple yet powerful way to harness nature's bounty. Pine needle tea, who knew, right? It's a testament to the hidden gems that nature offers us. It's proof that nature always provides, even in the most unexpected ways. So next time you're out in the wild, remember, the forest has got your back. We've all been there, stuck in the great outdoors, craving a bit of cleanliness, but fresh out of cleaning supplies. It's a common dilemma for campers and hikers alike. Well, fret no more, because pine trees are about to become your new best friend in the hygiene department. These majestic trees are more than just a pretty sight. They hold the key to a natural cleaning solution. Forget those chemical-laden cleaners. We're going all natural with a DIY pine sol that'll leave your campsite sparkling clean. It's an eco-friendly alternative that's both effective and easy to make. And the best part, it's ridiculously easy to whip up. You don't need any special equipment or hard-to-find ingredients. First things first, grab yourself a jar. Any size will do, depending on how much cleaning power you need. A mason jar or even an old pickle jar works perfectly. Next, head out on a pine needle hunt and fill that jar to the brim with those fragrant needles. Pine needles are abundant and easy to find in most forested areas. Now, it's time for the magic ingredient vinegar. This common household item is a powerhouse when it comes to natural cleaning. This stuff is like liquid gold when it comes to natural cleaning, and it works wonders with pine needles. The combination of vinegar and pine needles creates a potent cleaning solution. Pour enough vinegar into the jar to completely cover those needles, giving it a good shake to make sure everything is well combined. This ensures that the vinegar extracts all the beneficial properties from the pine needles. To add a touch of freshness and extra cleaning power, squeeze in the juice of about half a lemon. The acidity of the lemon juice enhances the cleaning properties of the mixture. This step is optional, but trust me, that citrusy scent is a game changer. It leaves a pleasant aroma that makes your cleaning experience even better. Once your concoction is ready, seal that jar tight and find a cool, dark place to let it work its magic. A shaded spot in your campsite or even a cool corner of your tent will do. We're talking about 2 weeks of steeping time, folks. This allows the mixture to fully develop its cleaning power. This allows the vinegar to extract all the potent cleaning agents from those pine needles. The longer it steeps, the stronger the solution becomes. After 2 weeks, your homemade pine sol is ready to tackle any mess. It's a versatile cleaner that can handle a variety of cleaning tasks. Strain the mixture through a cheesecloth or a fine mesh sieve to remove the needles. And there you have it. A natural, pine-fresh cleaner that's tough on dirt but gentle on the environment. It's perfect for those who want to reduce their chemical footprint. Use it to wipe down surfaces, clean your camping gear, or even freshen up your outdoor cooking area. It's effective on a variety of surfaces and leaves everything smelling fresh. It's the ultimate multi-purpose cleaner, all thanks to the power of pine trees. So next time you're out in the wild, remember that nature has got your back when it comes to staying clean. We've covered food and cleaning, but what about dental hygiene in the great outdoors? It's easy to forget about your pearly whites when you're miles from civilization, but fear not, because pine trees have got you covered. Literally. That's right. We're talking about using pine needles as toothbrushes. I know what you're thinking. Bear, are you serious? But trust me on this one. Pine needles have natural antibacterial properties, making them surprisingly effective at cleaning your teeth and freshening your breath. Plus, let's be real. In a survival situation, you gotta work with what you've got, and pine needles are readily available in most wilderness areas. Now here's the lowdown on how to turn those prickly needles into dental tools. First, find a pine tree with relatively soft needles. You don't want to be scraping your gums with anything too sharp. Once you've got your needles, trim off the pointy ends and give them a good rinse in clean water. Now comes the fun part. Gently chew on the end of a pine needle until it softens and releases its resinous sap. This sap is the key to a pine-fresh smile. It acts as a natural toothpaste, helping to remove debris and plaque from your teeth. Use the softened end of the needle to gently brush your teeth, just like you would with a regular toothbrush. And there you have it, a pine-powered smile, courtesy of Mother Nature herself. It might not be the most conventional method, but hey, in a pinch, it's a lifesaver, or should I say, a tooth-saver. Fire, the ultimate survival tool, providing warmth, light, and even the means to cook food. It's an essential element for any outdoor adventure, ensuring not just comfort, but also safety in the wild. But starting a fire in the wild is easier said than done, especially if you're caught unprepared. Wet conditions, lack of proper materials, or even just the stress of the situation can make it a daunting task. That's where our trusty pine trees come to the rescue once again, this time with their highly flammable sap. These trees, often found in many forests, are like nature's own survival kit. Pine sap is like nature's fire starter, just waiting to be ignited. This sticky substance is a hidden gem for any outdoor enthusiast. It's packed with resin, a highly combustible substance that burns easily and produces a surprising amount of heat. This makes it an invaluable resource when you're trying to get a fire going quickly. So next time you're venturing into the wilderness, keep an eye out for those telltale signs of pine sap, those sticky, amber-colored blobs oozing from the bark of pine trees. They are not just a sign of a healthy tree, but also a beacon for survival. To collect this fire-starting gold, simply use a twig, a piece of bark, or even your bare hands, if you don't mind getting a bit sticky, to scrape the sap off the tree. It's a straightforward process that requires minimal tools, or even your bare hands, if you don't mind getting a bit sticky, to scrape the sap off the tree. The sap can be quite sticky, so be prepared for a bit of a mess. Once you've gathered a decent amount, you can store it in a small container. This keeps it handy and ready for use whenever you need to start a fire, or wrap it in a piece of cloth for easy transport. This method is particularly useful if you're on the move and need to keep your hands free. Now let's talk about putting this flammable treasure to good use. Knowing how to effectively use pine sap can make all the difference in a survival situation. When you're ready to start your fire, find a dry, sheltered spot and gather some tinder. Think dry leaves, bark shavings, or even those fluffy seed pods from cattail plants. The key is to have materials that catch fire easily, or even those fluffy seed pods from cattail plants. These materials are excellent for catching the initial spark and sustaining the flame. Create a small nest with your tinder and place a dollop of pine sap right in the center. This setup ensures that the sap will ignite the tinder effectively. Now, for the moment of truth, Strike your fire starter, whether it's a lighter, a ferro rod, or even a piece of flint and steel, and aim the sparks directly at the pine sap. The sap's flammability will make this process much easier, or even a piece of flint and steel, and aim the sparks directly at the pine sap. The sap will ignite easily, producing a flame that's hot enough to catch your tinder and get your fire going in no time. The sap will ignite easily, producing a flame that's hot enough to catch your tinder and get your fire going in no time. With this method, you'll have a reliable fire starter that can make all the difference in a survival situation. We've covered a lot of ground today, exploring the incredible survival uses of pine trees. But before we wrap things up, it's crucial to address the elephant in the room: safety. While most pine trees are our friends in the wild, there are a few bad apples out there that you need to be aware of. First and foremost, let's talk about the yew tree. This evergreen trickster might look like a harmless pine tree at first glance, but trust me, it's one you want to avoid at all costs. Yew trees are highly toxic, and ingesting even a small amount of their needles, bark, or berries can have serious consequences. So how do you tell the difference between a friendly pine and a deadly yew? Pay close attention to the needles. Yew needles are flat and dark green, while pine needles are typically longer, more slender, and grow in clusters. Now, let's revisit our friend the ponderosa pine. While its needles can be used for tea, it's crucial to remember that this particular pine variety should be avoided by pregnant women. Ponderosa pine contains a compound that can cause complications during pregnancy, so it's best to err on the side of caution and stick to other safe alternatives. Remember, folks, knowledge is power when it comes to survival. By being able to identify different tree species and understanding their potential benefits and risks, you're equipping yourself with the skills to stay safe and thrive in the wild. Thanks for watching. We're going to try to do a lot more of these really cool old-timey survival tips. It's not always about buying stuff from the store, but actually living off the land. Remember, nature provides, and with a little bit of know-how, we can tap into those resources and use them to our advantage. See you next time.